What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Avengers Doomsday. So as we know, they've been shooting Avengers Doomsday for a couple of weeks now, predominantly inside the sound stage studios, hence why we haven't had any real, I would say real, leaks with actors actually in the movie that weren't Photoshop or AI generated. We have so much set leaks in terms of the sets they're building, but we don't actually know what's going on. We just assume we know, and we presume. So recently, we've had an even bigger set leak, courtesy of one of these people that fly over with a drone. It's very interesting to try and piece together what is going on, because as we know, Doomsday has the biggest budget in Hollywood ever with a cast over 30 people. Wow, it's insane. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Voice to you here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, pop culture-based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. You could subscribe to the channel and let me know, what do you think's going on with this massive set piece that they've been working on for a long time? Although we've not actually seen them film anything, they've been changing a lot of stuff. First, people thought it was incursions. First, people thought it was Dr. Doom attacking the X-Mansion. Now, people think it's Avengers versus X-Men. It's interesting. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the Blue Voice by the Blue Voice, because we've got a channel over there and I can actually post these images and set photos over there without having to run the risk of getting a copyright claim. Also, check us out on Twitter. Warstu G. Right, let's get into it. So let's just I want to address this, right? So every actor's coming out now saying, I haven't read the script. I've got no idea what's in the movie. Everyone is saying that because Marvel is trying to keep the script under wraps. This does not mean like the wannabe scoopers saying, yo, the script isn't finished. It means the actors don't need to read the script prior to filming. That's all it means. It's not that deep. And even when some of these actors come out and say what they've been shooting, do you honestly, I mean, I've seen a bunch of people making content about it. Do you honestly believe that they are leaking that Nightcrawler is fighting Dr. Doom? That is absolute made up for PR marketing. You honestly believe he is allowed to say what he's shooting? If you believe that, you have not been in this game a long time. So the first person to report this was UnBoxPHD on Twitter. Now, he is very reliable when it comes to posting set leaks of the set, but recently UnBoxPHD has been talking absolute sense about who's on set. If all these actors are on set, why aren't you getting a picture? You come out saying, oh, a new Cyclops image, and it's a massive umbrella and it's got nothing to do with the movie. Patrick Snort's figure is not shooting anything to do with Doomsday. It's a completely different movie. Bro, stop capping. You're quite credible when it comes to showing stuff. Show, don't tell. So, as we know, it appears they are filming a scene at the X-Mansion, okay? Appears. We've had some giant things appear that, according to the internet, I'm literally reading some on Twitter, it's Sentinels fighting. The X-Men Sentinels, who have appeared previously before. The Sentinels are a group of mutant hunting robots, and obviously they appeared in Marvel Comics. They are typically depicted as antagonistics of the X-Men. So are they fighting against the X-Men? Are they fighting against the Avengers? We're clearly getting some kind of X-Men versus Avengers versus the Sentinel somewhat kind of scene. And I'm like, the Sentinels were a staple of the original X-Men animated series. They've made a couple appearances in live action, although Days of Future Past take on robots left a lot to be desired amongst fans. Parts of the Sentinels that I assume it looks like a Sentinel's leg. It doesn't look like it's completely done. It looks comic book accurate, which doesn't really matter because, let's be honest, although people on Twitter seem to think they speak for the whole world, the comic book audience is less than 2% of what is actually going on. So, as we know, Doomsday comes out next year, May. So what is actually going on with the Sentinels on this set? No one actually has a clue, to be honest. Obviously, it's going to have something to do with Dr. Doom. I mean, I guess we can clarify it is the X-Mansion, although none of these plot leaks and stuff are actually 100% ever, they're not ever confirmed. What role will the Sentinels play? I don't know. There's a good chance Dr. Doom could be using them, or maybe something to do with Magneto. There's a rumor going around that Magneto's having some crazy fight with Doctor Doom and that Magneto is going to be killed off at the start of the movie to show how dominating Victor Von Doom is. I think it would be pretty badass to start the movie with Doctor Doom just killing someone off like Kang the Conqueror or Magneto or Professor X. That would be pretty insane. But as I said, no one actually has a clue what's going on. Unless we get receipts, which is these images, these set video clips going around. And still, even if you are the biggest comic book reader and you've been reading Marvel comics for the last 100 years, well, maybe then you'd know what's going on, but you still wouldn't because it's just literally part of Sentinel on a set that looks like it could be the X-Mansion. But if you remember, a lot of people saying, oh, it's incursions. There's some kind of spaceship that has crashed and you see debris and you see parts over. It is interesting trying to decipher what is going on, but let's not cap. Let's not pretend that, you know, just because some people have a huge following or you got a big TikTok or whatever, that you actually know what is going on set. Because as I've said, these actual leaks are fake when it comes to the leaks of actual characters like Magneto. What that was a fake image. Cyclops talking to Wong, fake image. I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Now, there will be real set leaks of actors coming soon, sure, but except for the video clips that UnBoxPHD and others have posted, just looks like some kind of X-Mansion scene. There's a lot of incursions. There's some statues. There's what looks like could be Sentinels. That's pretty much what Twitter says. I'm literally reading it off the actual post when they posted the reveal. But still, that doesn't tell us anything. Yeah, sure, Sentinels are the X-Men villains, so that there could be some Foxverse scene where the Sentinels are fighting against the X-Men. Who knows? But it's really interesting to actually theorize about this. There's some kind of statues on what looks like the X-Mansion courtyard. But again, none of this actually makes sense out of the context. And no one, I mean, I'm reading like what people were saying on Twitter. The context isn't there. No one actually knows what it is. Then you'll get some random scooper wannabe put in an article on patreon.com or something like going, yeah, the X-Men are fighting the Avengers. What context? Give us context. So yeah, Sentinels are on, well, the Sentinels are on, it appears they will be there. This, you know, there's a close-up of the statues that are on this. I mean, I will try and put it in this video, but I don't really want to risk the fact of getting a copyright claim. So I'll put it on the Instagram channel instead. But it's very interesting. You know, there's a lot of people covering this stuff. Are the Sentinels attacking the Avengers? Well, there are no Avengers. Well, there's new Avengers and Avengers. Are they attacking the X-Men? We don't know. Are they attacking Doctor Doom? Like, at some point, Doctor Doom, RDJ stunt double, who knows? Nobody knows. And this is why this stuff is so freaking interesting. Everyone thinks they know because there's some kind of scooper or they've got some kind of social media clout. But realistically, I'm no different to anyone else. We're just speculating, accumulating, reading what people were saying on Twitter and trying to decipher it. It's going to be pretty badass, whatever X-Men scene it is. If it's X-Men versus Doctor Doom, if it's Magneto versus Doctor Doom, if it's Warstu versus the Sentinels, it's going to be pretty badass. But let's just all agree on this. They are filming the cool stuff in a soundstage at Pinewood Studios just outside of London in Buckinghamshire. Not actually in London, lads. If you're going to say they're filming in London, at least get your geography right, lads. Whatever they're actually filming with Robert Downey Jr., we know he's on set. He's the main star of the movie. They're doing it in a soundstage. They're not... Okay, they will be filming on these outside sets at some point, but not yet. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu so I can actually put these leaked video clips there and don't have to run the risk of getting a copyright claim. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, and I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.